3, 2, 1. Alright. And while I'm doing this first little bit, mind if I get a name for the character? Because I'm bad with names. Desert again? I mean... Desert demo. I guess I'll go with demo. Yeah. Now, this run is basically all cutscene. But this game is very slow due to having a whole bunch of cutscenes. I mean, hey, that's one way to do it. Name each farmer after the runner before you. And my connection is wavering a little bit. Not too bad yet. Only 270 dropped frames. I spoke a bit too soon. Now, for these text boxes, I am legitimately just spamming both the A and B button to go through them as fast as possible. It's just the thing that I've picked up on because I used to restart this game a decent amount. Red Bell is actually the first speedrun category that I ever thought of doing for Animal Parade. Hence why I know this essentially like the back. Of course, I cannot take all the credit for making this specific route, but I can take a decent amount of credit for it. Both me and my brother had decided, hey, I want to see how soon can ring the bell, and eventually decided, why not just a specific bell? And from there, it was in-game time, then to real-life time, before I even got a capture card. And after I got a capture card, I did my first proof of concept run, which was like 120 something. Or no, it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. And then the original run that I ended up submitting was 1 hour and 30. And I've gotten that time down to 105 and nanoseconds. So maybe, just maybe, I can get the good RNG to get sub 105. I kept hypothesizing that it was a viable thing. and I essentially proved it that day that I did it. But I just need to be a little bit faster and not do that whistle that I just did. Another thing that I messed up a little bit in my practice, which was me setting up for the backup save. I forgot the fishing rod, which loses me a bit of time, not too much, but I need to remember that, because instead of waiting, I believe, I forget the exact times, but it's just ever so slightly faster to get the fishing rod. In the case that I get bad RNG in the mines. Now, the game does a good job of forcing you to meet everyone fairly soon. So I always go with Simon to be the first person that I meet, aside from the people that I've already met. But I go Simon, Harry, then Mira. After that, I go to Chase, Irene, the people of the inn. Then I go to the docks, then to the fishery. Well, if you want to see my path, I believe I have it set, or I believe I have it typed out into the day-by-day schedule for the individual bells that are posted in the Discord. If not, well, I've got numerous written things just strewn about my area that I do my stuff, including notes for other runs that I'm still in the process of making. Now, I wanted to do a New Game Plus run, essentially going to the New Game Plus state from a New Game save. But considering that I had a bit of technical difficulties when it was starting, or when the submissions were going on, I decided to postpone that for another time. I do plan on doing that run, however, it's just not going to be for about another 3 to 4 weeks. And I need to make sure that I schedule off work for that. Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks. So I'll be getting a new computer in about a weekish, maybe a bit longer. So I'll be able to actually have my own setup and everything. And it'll be fairly nice because it'd be the first desktop that I actually owned. Or, well, at least that wasn't a laptop motherboard. I don't know how long that New Game Plus run will take. I'm estimating 24 hours, but I have not done anything aside from... Oh yes, there will be more streams on my days off. Right now, I work essentially full-time without the benefits. The past few pay periods, I had actually gotten overtime, so I need to stop doing that whistling. It's pretty bad. But that's what you get for spamming both A and B at the same time, because that is the uh, essentially, yeah, it just makes you whistle. I'm not sure. Oh, I also forgot to turn off the names above people's heads. And don't worry, Demo, I will be doing Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town at some point, just as of right now. I ordered the computer literally at 12:30 a.m. my time. And it'll take about a week to come in. I will at least another 2 weeks to make sure that I can schedule some time off, make sure that I can get 2 days back to back if I want to do that New Game Plus run. Elsewise, I can just do runs on my downtime. Because usually, when I don't work early morning shifts, I will stay up till like 3 in the morning. Eastern time. Sadly, I don't have a whole bunch to say about the game and the characters, because, well, if you. Or, well, I guess I could, but I honestly don't know a whole lot about all the characters, despite having plenty of hours logged into this game. Yes. Or no. Only one person can see the sprites in Animal Parade, and that would be Hamilton's son, Gil. And Hamilton is the mayor of Harmonica Town on Waffle Island. Three frames per second? Well, this game does run at 30 frames per second. And yeah, it is fairly interesting. At first, Gil will he will kind of shrug it off around you, being essentially saying, or essentially squinting, looking at the sprite that follows you, which is Finn, and he wonders what he's seeing. I forget which bell. Frames are dropping. It doesn't seem to be dropping for me. At least from what I'm seeing on my phone, since I tend to. In a parade 30 FPS edition. I mean, that's what it shows up on my side. It shows CPU at 6, or never mind, CPU at like 6 to 10% and 30 FPS. But yeah, I only have 623 dropped frames right now, and most of that was near the beginning of everything. Oh yeah, the game definitely does run slow at times, and yeah, a lot of people do like Kathy. My personal favorite would have to be Candace, but that's just me. And there she is, though sadly, we are not doing anything in the way of friendship here. We are not here for friendship. We are here to fix the fires. Yeah, Renee is definitely a nice candidate too. Of course, in my casual playthrough, I am with the witch. And the witch is by far one of the most difficult to actually court, aside from the. Or, well, no, the most difficult would be the Harvest King to court. Because you have to beat the game, and then. You have to beat the game. You also have to continuously go up Garmin Mine to floor 45, going upwards. Each day you want to give a gift, do all that talking and whatnot. Another slow one would be the Harvest Goddess, but I've done the Harvest Goddess and it only took me like 14 hours. I have a picture of the time on the Discord. It's a decent. It's fairly old, but I'll eventually redo that run. I went in cold turkey, not knowing anything. Or, well, I can't say I didn't know anything, but I only knew the basic information and I was routing on the fly, which is not how I would prefer to do things. But I digress. I need to make sure to get my buying the milk and strawberry for Bo. I need to make sure to not forget the fishing rod, which the fishing rod I will get on the way out of Blue Fields. Now, if it weren't obvious enough, this is literally just a speedrun to ring a specific bell. The red bell is in control of the fire and all that fun stuff. So for any of the marriage routes, you would have to ring the red bell, which in one of my runs I had forgotten to do that. Which I think costed me about an hour. And then one of my witch runs that have not been done at all, I ended up cutting it off because the backup strat that I had was sketchy at best and was going to waste a decent amount of time. And I honestly didn't feel like wasting any more time than what I decided to cut my losses there. But here, I'm not going to cut any losses. I've got a save file just in case RNG decides to not be in my favor. And that's what I finished setting up at the end there. This is not the best commentary, though a mechanic that I have not shown yet is this one. So you can rub, or well, we call it rubbing. Essentially, you just wave the cursor over one of any of the villagers, and it will raise friendship by a certain amount. I'm not sure the exact amount. I tried doing some tests and whatnot to no avail because gifts give different amount of friendships depending on the person. Oh yes, devs definitely knew what they were doing there. Now, if you see this game with your own setup, it honestly doesn't look that bad for a Wii game, but streaming definitely seems a bit poor quality. The reason why I bought the milk and now going to be buying the strawberry is so that I can give it to a person named Bo. He needs to fix the bridge Oops. There. Also, you have to wait till any of the shopkeepers finish their bow animation before you can buy anything. You can exit out of the menu when they're in their initial bow, but after you buy something, you have to wait until the bow is over. I'm not too sure why, but the one thing that I do know is that text boxes have a 3-frame interval where you can quickly close out of. Or, well, so it takes about 3 frames for it to show up when you do the fast thing, and then it takes another 2, I think, to close. Because at one point I did try playing on an emulator, but it didn't turn out too well because, well, crappy computer. Yeah, Tree of Tranquility and this one have the same characters. It's just got, I believe it's got a different world. Yeah, there are no bears, or no bear skip here. I don't know of any major glitches that would be too useful in a speedrun. I have found a bit of unintended features here and there. One of which I found in the Renee run, or Renee marriage, where the character would just slide off away from where her point was. I'm not sure how I caused it, but it happened numerous times during. Another one of the glitches, quote-unquote glitches, is whistling before you actually get to move your character. I have an unlisted video of it on YouTube. Link to it would again be in the Discord. I shared it there, if you're curious. No. Whenever you want to. Yeah, there's dogs where I'm at right now. Anyways. Thanks, Demo, for sharing the Discord link. Anyways, whenever you want to talk to Bo for the first time, you can actually give him the toolbox beforehand to skip a little bit of a cutscene where, or it combines 2 cutscenes. He will be like, "Oh, thanks for the toolbox. Wait a minute, I don't know you. I am Bo, yada yada." And he is hungry, so he wants some strawberry and milk to eat. And because we are such nice people here, we get him milk and strawberry. Oop. And most quests that you need to turn in multiple items, they have to be done one at a time. A bit tedious, but oh well. And now day 2 is over. All I have to do is go sleep because I didn't use any stamina whatsoever here. I'm tempted. Yes, it is definitely an interesting meal request, but that's what he wants. I know for sure that his favorite thing is mushroom. His most or the gift that I would give him if I were doing friendship with him would be mushroom gratin. Which is one of the highest. I believe it gives 20 friendship value. And the bridge is fixed, which means time to go and do the Garmin Mines meeting. Now, these turnips are going to be for just in case I need a little bit more stuff. A little bit of inventory management here, I don't need that. Now, best case scenario, I will be ringing the bell this day. Worst case scenario, ringing the bell about an hour 15. But if it gets past the point of probably 125, I'm going to just go to the backup save. Because I will need 4 different ores in order to actually get Red Bell. The 4 ores are as follows in the order of the upgrades. So iron, copper, silver, gold. I need 1 of each of those in order to cause an explosion that, or not an explosion, but a puff of smoke strong enough to knock the bell out of the chimney, which you will see later. Spoiler alert. Now, this is a little cutscene that forces you to do the Garmin Mines meet and greet. Essentially, you have to go around, meet everyone that is currently in the Garmin Mines. Essentially, the animals are upset that the Harvest Goddess's tree is not doing too hot. Now, if I did not have the fishing rod here, it would have been a little bit of a bad thing, but luckily I do, so I can save just a little bit of time. I believe they open 9. So 8:50 is when I should be. 50. Uh, good. Did with one less. Oh, well. Now, in other runs, the characters that I'm meeting now would prove to be, or well, even in casual play, they would prove to be a bit more, I guess, useful. But, right, in this particular run, it is more of a hindrance because cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. This is the Carpenter Dale. He's got a Pyrenees doggo that you can actually get one of yourself, or one for yourself. It is in the church grounds. Now, Dale is essentially the only uh, villager, or whatever you want to call them, townsfolk that actually has a pet of theirs. And he essentially gives you an animal whistle, but the downside is he left it somewhere. He doesn't know where to put it. He thinks he left it in the general store, and Barbara at the general, or Barbara, the owner of the general store, when you talk to her, she'll say, oh yeah, Simon, who is her husband, went to the jeweler to get it appraised to see if it was worth anything. You go to the jeweler, the person there says that it was essentially just a children's toy, and it was given to the blacksmith's granddaughter. You go to the blacksmith. Blacksmith says, oh, well, she usually goes into the mine because Owen's there to show Owen that, hey, look, I got a new toy. You see Owen at the top of the mine. He gives you a hammer and goes on his way to floor 10. You go to floor 10, talk to Owen there, and he will say, oh yeah, she had something like what you're looking for. And I took it from her since animals were crowding around her. Your character is shocked, and then it's just like, yes, cool, I got the animal. Because he's like, yeah, you can have it. I don't think I'm doing too bad. I don't think I'm gonna get 105, but I'll try my best. I would much rather not do a gallon with a strawberry finish. That sounds very, yeah, definitely would have a bad time with the milk that I would usually drink. Now, the strawberry finisher is not too big of a deal, but I mean, with how big the strawberries are in this game, they're about decent size of your head, so. Oh, cool, Julius just walked right up to me. That's perfect. Now, from the accessory store to blacksmith. And apologies that I'm too. Game doesn't necessarily take too much of my or this run doesn't take too much of my concentration. It's just I don't have a whole lot to say that I haven't already said about the run in previous runs. I think I'm about a couple minutes away from PB. Here. It all depends on how the mines go. Now, in the mine, you will see me get to a fairly low energy meter. And that is because I will have to go back down again. And after I talk to the Harvest Goddess, I will be given a power berry which will restore all of my stamina. And another thing is I will be skipping over orbs that I have already gotten. So for instance, if I get iron ore to show up and then another one shows up, I'll pick up the secondary, so on and so forth. The two that I have the most problem with are copper and gold for this run. I don't know why it's those two, but it is. No, I'm not going to waste I'm not going to waste a lot of time breaking every single rock in the floor, only the ones that are in the way of where I'm going. Oop, not a rock. Yeah, that's fine, I'll get another silver. Okay, copper. Oh, I didn't whack them all. Oops. Now, when you don't whack the mole, you'll actually hear a faint sound, which is indicative of, hey, it's still here. Cool, got an iron. I just need a gold and a silver because it's messed up. I can break one. Oh, 46. So if I get the gold and silver. Oh, yeah. So if you leave a floor with something on the ground and you don't pick it up, it will, as long as it didn't spawn there, it will no longer be. Or, well, when the room initially was generated. So, for instance, if you were to get a silver ore like I did, and you left that area, you will lose that ore. And now, oh, now the animals are happy because the whistle has magical powers and whatnot. I honestly, my pace right now, uh, probably. I don't think I'm gonna get 105, but I should be within 115. There's no telling because this is where the heavy RNG comes in. But yeah, I understand. So at this point, it can either take 20 minutes, it can take 30. It all depends on if that gold ore wants, or well, gold and silver ore wants to spawn. I mean, right now, best case scenario, I will be done by. I wanna say 15. Yeah, I'll be done by 15, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, I will have to go to the backup Which, don't worry, I made sure that backup is going to be as fast as possible. Or, well, as fast as possible within the confines of what the run right now would have. So, may RNGesus be in favor. Elsewise, oh well. One of these first. Now, unlike the first time I went through the mines, this time I'm going to be breaking every rock or every brown rock that I see instead of the crystal or the blue rock. The blue rocks give material stone. Crystals can give wonderfuls or nothing. The rocks that I'm breaking can give any of the ores, rock salt, right there if it just spawned. Gold can spawn literally anywhere on these floors. Hence why I'm breaking all of these. Gases can also spawn when I break these. RNG's been good on me with that. It pops up a text box. And of course, that's a junk ore right there. It's slightly different from iron. It's got a little less sheen. Okay. If I didn't make that blunder, I would have been on a really good pace. Ooh, gases can sometimes miss like that. And hammer leveled up. A little bit of wasted time there. Getting a little bit dicey here. I missed the mole again. 2 more floors. I'll go ahead and the cookies here. Now, other runs would be a little bit more breakneck. Ooh. I might have to go on another day. Sickness gas. Or that orangish gas you do not want to touch. It is sleeping or sickness gas. Sleeping gas, it's bad all around. No matter which one you get. Wow. Oh, healing gas. Cool. Okay. Iron. Another. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do this cutscene here. If I didn't do the little blunder, I would have been on a lot better pace than what I am. And I can't believe that I got 5 gold spawn, yet only 1 silver. Usually it's not like that. Now, I'm also going to be doing a cutscene for the so the cutscene of Ramsey saying, "Oh, Chloe, the child, had found something in the mines, the new toy, and uh, turns out they've been kicking the bell, or well, playing kick the bell with the red bell." Yeah, I'll probably be about 1:15 at this point. Though somewhat luckily for me, I did get the sleeping gas, which makes my stamina reduce faster, which was a good thing so that I can do what is called, or what me and a few other runners will call a death warp. Essentially, you pass out and respawn, or not respawn, but you're sent back to your house. Well, with your stamina being in the yellowish orange. Yeah, I might have gotten a. If I hadn't messed up with that silver core, I probably would have gotten close to a sub 105. Probably would have been like 106 and change. Now, the reason why I do the death warp with the sickle is because that is the fastest animation that uses up the most stamina. Okay, cool. Not RNG is in my favor for that bit. I just need the silver ore. Do this. Hammer. So just looking for that silver. Hopefully it doesn't take until 9 end game, but it may end up taking until 9. Also, I will be ready to start. as well. I don't have a timer of mine. Not that I couldn't have set. I didn't feel like setting up a timer if I wasn't going to really be doing the run strictly for my own. Because this is a marathon. About 102. Should be. Yeah, it should be about 110. Or 110, 115. Somewhere in that range. I don't know what ore spawned there. There it is. So now I can give a more definite answer to how long the run's going to be. Probably 110, yeah. And luckily it is not Thursday, because Thursday I can do this. So... $58. Can probably stop at 8:50 in game. Though this run honestly wasn't too bad on the scale of RNG, I actually got fairly good RNG. It just had bad execution. And if I hadn't had skipped over that silver ore, I would have saved a decent amount of time. I miscalculated the timing. Let's see, looking like 105 right now. It's got about another 7 minutes in it. And whose run is after mine? I forgot to check. Or, well, I didn't forget to check, I just forgot to... Desert? Alrighty. Well, if Desert wants to... Or... That'll be... Let's see, so the final cutscene's like 3 minutes. It's going to take about another 2 for me to get down there. So... If Desert wants to get his stuff ready now, he can, and I should be done within, or by 1:12, I should be done. Might be a little bit sooner. Though, all in all, this is... Yep, I will be doing a little bit of a countdown. Now, you may think that time will end when the screen fades to black after the cutscene, or after the initial cutscene of the bell ringing, but no, there's a little bit of an extra cutscene after that. And after that cutscene is when time will be. Still have a slight disdain for that Chloe chat. But in the routing that I've done for that New Game Plus run that I wanted to do, I was actually going to be gifting Chloe and getting her wish for the purple bell. I was going to get a lot of people in the Garmin Mines wishes. And I would also, if it weren't for the fact that Phoebe is just a very difficult bachelorette to do, I would have had her be the bachelorette in that specific run, but decided that it would be better. Oh, cool, red bell's there. Great. Nope, snake. Okay, another thing is, so these traps, I'm going to be going down them in a specific manner. So on floor 2, no traps will spawn. On floor 3, the traps that spawn will only send you downward. After that, it's kind of iffy if they go downwards. Usually, if it is 6 is one of the floors that you can still go down. Floor 8, no matter what, it's going to send you up. 7 will be more than likely sending you up. It's mainly just knowing the game. I've gone through the traps so many times that I actually know which ones that I should go down. Or which ones I should hit rather than elsewise. It looks like I'm not quite going to make the 112 that I said. It will be like 113. Or it'll probably be 112 and 50 seconds. Maybe a bit. Oop. Yeah, I want to make 100 frames. That'd be nice. I forget that I can't just spam through the text. I need to actually select which I need to select ring the bell instead of though I do enjoy this part of the yeah, thank you, Demo. And Alan be headed back to the harvest gaps. He is so happy that the power of fire has been restored to the land. Though, well, I had the luck. I just didn't have the execution. Okay, timer is going to end in 3, 2, 1. It is over. Run. is all good. Didn't do too bad for a comeback run.